Hey everyone, Charlene Hess here. I'm coming to you from White Rock today. I found a really great patch of grass in the middle of this awesome track that I'm going to be doing the workout today from. You can do this workout at home, you can do it in your living room, you can do it in your backyard, or you can go out to a park like I did and do the workout there in the beautiful, glorious sunshine. So today's workout is going to be an AMRAP. So as many rounds as possible. Set your timer for 20 minutes. You're going to go through and see how many rounds you can get through inside that 20 minutes. Then the next time that you do this workout, you're going to try and get more rounds or try to get further in your round in that 20-minute time sequence. Movements are going to be 21 squats, jump squats, or knee tuck squats, 13 leg threads or just sit-throughs. So the option for extending through with the leg. Next is 8 three-way lunges on each side and 5 Roca Press or inverted shoulder press. So 21, 13, 8, and 5. Repeat. As you finish the one, you're going to go right back in. So use your breath, use your exhales to be able to keep your heart rate in check so that you don't get too high and to be able to get through the whole 20 minutes feeling really strong and solid. So first we're going to go through and do the warm-up sequence, starting with leg swing, so grounding down, plugging one foot into the floor, and just doing your leg swing. Before you go through and you do this mobility part, I do want to make sure that you go through and you do your into flow joint mobility. That's on a separate video. To save time, I'm not going to go through that on each of these videos. But go through, do your full joint mobility, the into flow before you start. With the warm up and my leg swing, you can have your arms out for balance, whatever you need to do, about 30 seconds for each leg. Next, we're going to go through, do our reverse squats, so standing feet just outside hip width apart. Pull your butt down to the floor, rise back up, squeeze the glutes, push the hips forward. 30 seconds of doing your reverse squat, where you're really working on pulling your butt to the floor and standing back up. Next, you're going to do your rocking shin lunge. So coming down on one knee, sitting back, your hips to your heel. This toe is going to be flexed up to you. Pull forward through the heel, rock forward and push back. Rock forward and push back. As you're doing this, you're keeping your hips tucked underneath you. So I'm not scooping my tail back. I'm keeping my hips tucked. So as I come forward, I'm only going as far as I need to get that stretch in the front. It's not about how far forward you come if you lose your hip tuck. So keeping the hips tucked, getting a nice hamstring stretch as you push back through the heel, forward and back. So 30 seconds each leg on your rocking shin lunge. Next, we're going to be doing our side shoulder cast, getting ready for our Roca Press. So just throwing the shoulder. So as I'm leaning and throwing the shoulder, elbow, wrist, shoulder, elbow, wrist. So at 30 seconds each side. And lastly, we're going to be doing knee circles. So you can do standing knee circles, grounding, plugging that foot into the ground, and circling your leg like you're stirring the pot. And the other option is to do knee circles with both feet on the ground, doing your full circles this way. So that is your warm-up. Now you're going to go right into your exercises. So for your 21 squats, you have air squats. So starting feet hip distance apart, just slightly outside. Sit the butt back, rise back up, push the hips forward, pull the butt down, push the hips forward. As I push the hips forward, I'm not pushing the hips forward and arching my back. I'm rotating my thighs in their sockets, getting a nice glute squeeze as I come to the top. Make sure that as you're squatting, you're not letting your knees shoot forward. You're letting your butt sit back. Those are air squats. Other option is to do a jump squat. When you do your jump squat, most important thing is nice, quiet, soft landing, like you're landing on a really soft surface or you're landing on glass and you don't want to break the glass. So squatting down, rising back up, landing softly in your squat. So you're not going to jump and land hard. You're going to jump and land with soft knees. 21 jump squats. The other option is to do your jump squats with a tuck. So jump squat would be jumping, knee tuck, squat, knee tuck. So maybe just try a couple of those and see how they go. If you're feeling really strong and solid today, go through and do all 21 with your knee tuck. Next are your 13 sit-throughs. Starting in your quad press position. Working on just the sit-through, having the knee point into the opposite direction. And I'm pulling my elbow in towards my waist. This arm is really stable. I'm pushing the floor away. I'm not letting my shoulders sink in. This knee is shooting through this leg. I'm up on that back toe. I'm spiraling the thigh out, coming back in, spiral out, coming back in. I'm pulling this arm to my leg so that I have nice strong lat activation. From the front, it's going to look like this. And so 13 of those is going to be 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. The other option is to go ahead and do the full kick through, letting the leg extend out. As you're doing this and letting the leg extend out, the leg is straight out. You are not letting the leg come up. You don't want to go into over rotation, compromising the shoulder. You want to keep that shoulder down. The leg is kicking straight out each way. So from the side, that's the kick through. So 13 of those, 8 three-way lunges on each leg. So grounding the foot into the ground, stepping forward. So you have a front lunge, side lunge, back lunge. That's 1. So you're going to be doing 8 on each side. Important part here is that when you do your front lunge, you're lunging forward, and I'm not overly coming forward. My knee's not shooting too far in front of my toe. I'm stepping forward, I'm dropping down. Coming back to center for my side lunge, I am stepping out to the side, sitting my butt back. This leg is going to be straight. Stepping side, sit the butt back, that opposite leg is straight. So stepping, sitting back, leg is straight. So I am not shooting forward with my knee. I'm stepping and sitting the hips back. And then the back lunge is I'm reaching the leg back and just coming down just like a piston. So my hip is above my knee, coming straight down, back to center. So forward lunge, side lunge, back lunge. 8 on one side, then you'll do 8 on the other side. 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3. So 8 on each side. And lastly, you're going to be doing 5 Roca presses. So a Roca press is an inverted press or like a shoulder press. So coming down, my hands are going to be about shoulder width apart. You'll start with bent knees if you don't have really strong hamstring flexibility. I'm going to be looking in between my feet, bending my elbows, bringing my head down to the floor. As I'm going through and doing my 5 Roca presses, I want to make sure that my elbows are not flaring out. So from the front, my hands are just out, shoulder width apart, bringing the hips high, looking between my feet, bending my elbows back and press. Back and press. It does not look like this where the elbows are flaring out, compromising my shoulders. I want my elbows to come down. If that is really super difficult for you, you do have the option of taking a break and just not bending your elbows as much. So coming down, just getting used to being in that inverted position, having the stability of your shoulders holding you in that position. If you have the hamstring flexibility and you can do it from full straight legs, then I recommend that you do it that way. So full straight legs up high on the toes, elbows down and press. and press. And so that is a really nice shoulder press. So 5 of those. 21 squats, 13 leg threads, 8 3-way lunges, so 3 on each side, and 5 Roca presses. So that's your workout. Do that for 20 minutes. And then finally, I'm going to take you to your cool down. After you're all done with your workout, write down how many rounds that you got, where you ended in your last round, and then go right into your cool down, spending a full minute on each movement. So starting with pigeon, right, today the ground is wet, and so I'm going to show you a standing pigeon. So coming from standing, I'm going to take my knee, cross it over my knee, so finding balance, and then I'm just going to sit my hips back. So it's the same movement that I'm getting in pigeon. I'm stretching this whole outside outer hip, and I'm going to hold that for 30 seconds to a minute. So you can do 30 seconds each side, doing a minute for the whole entire stretch, sitting the hips back, getting that stretch on that outer leg. Next is King Dancer, grabbing the foot. Hips are tucked underneath me, kicking my foot into my hand, pulling on my foot and kicking at the same time, releasing my quad. Hold that for 30 seconds and then switch sides. Put your hand wherever you need to for balance. There's really no point in doing the leaning forward yoga version, so I just want to suggest that you keep your knees in one line and kick and pull to release the quad. Next is kneeling lunge. So coming into your kneeling position, just like we did when we did our rocking Shin lunge. My hips are scooped underneath me. My foot is planted. I'm pulling myself forward, pulling this knee forward, pulling this heel back. And then the knee that's back, that side, I'm going to do a lateral side bend. So I'm reaching over to the side. So 2 different stretches going on here. I'm stretching my front hip flexor. I'm also stretching my side, releasing from all of those sit-throughs. I'm going to hold that for 30 seconds and then switch sides, doing the other side, 30 seconds. And then finally doing camel. So 2 fist distance in between your knees, pushing the hips forward, scooping your tail underneath, reaching back. You can use your hands to support your back as you reach back. If you have the flexibility, you can reach towards your heels, pulling your shoulders back to each other, sitting your hips back, then rolling forward. If you don't have a foot grasp, just keep pressing onto your back, push the hips forward, reach up, and squeeze the elbows back to each other. And you're going to hold that for 30 seconds to 1 minute. So there you go. That is your workout for this first solo workout series. I hope you enjoy it. Please leave your comments below. Tell me how you did. Tell me how many rounds you got and what your goal is for next time that you do that. So do this one at least once this week. You can do it twice. You can do it many times. Give a day break of rest in between. And I look forward to hearing how it goes. I'm going to sign off and then go through and do this workout myself. So have a great day, and I'd love your feedback. Ciao.